Luther Burton is officially back on the field, and that's a huge development for the Bears as training camp heats up. After missing all those months since rookie mini camp because of a hamstring injury, seeing him out there practicing again brings a fresh wave of optimism for the wide receiver group. You know how it goes with soft tissue injuries like hamstrings and groins. They can really linger and slow a guy down, but once a player gets back into the swing of things and starts taking reps every day, the story shifts from injury concern to ready to contribute. Burton is at that turning point now. There's still plenty of time for him to carve out a meaningful role, but the clock is ticking in the best way possible, meaning he has the chance to show what he's capable of in practice and compete for snaps. The wide receiver room is pretty crowded, and that's exactly what makes this competition so intriguing. At the top, everyone knows DJ and Rome are the established leaders right now. They've earned their spot, and there's no doubt they're the top two guys on the depth chart. But behind them, it's a battle royale. Amari Zaccheaus has been having a solid camp so far, showing flashes that suggest he could be that important number 3 receiver. Then you have guys like Devin Duvere and JP Richardson making plays and pushing for attention from the coaching staff. For Luther Burton, the path is clear but not easy. If he wants to break through and claim a notable role, he's going to have to leapfrog Zaccheaus, who's been a reliable target for Caleb Williams during training camp's early days. It's interesting to think about who will ultimately grab that third wide receiver spot on the depth chart. Is it Burton? Is it Zaccheaus? Or could someone like Colston Loveland, a tight end who the Bears are likely to line up in the slot quite a bit, sneak into that role? Loveland has been turning heads in practice despite missing the spring, so there's a chance he carves out a key role, especially in that versatile slot position. Wide receiver depth is such a crucial factor for any team's offense, and with the Bears' receiving cores, that slot receiver spot could be a real deciding factor in how dynamic their offense can become. Switching gears to injury news, today's practice had its share of concern when Tano Paceno left the field with what looked like a hand or wrist injury. It happened mid-practice. He got checked out on the sideline and was carted off, which immediately raised some red flags. Paceno was brought in to provide depth behind Monty Sweat and Dio Bange Dingbo, adding competition to a pass rush group that has been a known weak spot for the Bears. While Paceno isn't a superstar who's going to single-handedly transform the defense, his experience and ability to rotate in meaningful snaps is definitely valuable. He has over 90 games under his belt in the NFL with 16 sacks, and he's known for being solid against the run and a dependable piece in the pass rush rotation. If Paceno is out for an extended period, the Bears will face a serious challenge at edge rusher depth. It means going back to the drawing board to find someone who can step in and provide quality snaps. There are still some interesting names available around the league like Zachariah Smith, Jadeveon Clowney, and Matt Judon, all guys who could boost the pass rush group. Von Miller also recently signed, so there's some movement happening at that position league-wide. The Bears will likely keep their eyes open for options to reinforce this area, especially if they plan on rotating Dab inside occasionally. The wrist injury could be a big setback if it turns out to be serious, but hopefully the x-rays come back clean and Paceno can return soon. Other injury updates include Doug Kramer, who missed practice but is listed as day-to-day, so that might not be too serious. Cronaghy, who left the previous practice early, was back on the field today, which is a good sign. Then there's Yamar Turner dealing with an ankle issue, and the mysterious situation surrounding Z Frazier, who's been absent for personal reasons. When players miss crucial practice time due to personal matters, it can affect their chances of making the roster, especially for later round picks like Frazier. Fifth rounders usually have a solid shot at making the team, but every practice missed is a hurdle to overcome. Meanwhile, Braxton Jones is ramping up his workload after recovering from ankle surgery. Today marked a big step as he took part in team drills during the first padded practice. He started out with the second-team offense, which is notable given the competition at left tackle. AZ Chapillo got the initial reps with the first team, which tells us the coaching staff has a lot of confidence in him and likely sees him as the early favorite to win that starting spot. Krana Bagaji also got reps with the ones later in practice, so it's clear the Bears are rotating their tackles to see who comes out on top. It's interesting to highlight that on the very first day of padded practice, it was Chapillo who got the first team reps at left tackle. That's significant because it suggests the Bears might be leaning toward him as their Week 1 starter. Of course, things can change as the camp progresses, And as the pads come on, you often get a clearer picture of which players can handle the physical demands. Braxton Jones showing up fully healthy and taking part in those drills means the competition is far from decided. But Chipillo's early reps with the ones are definitely a statement. As practice went on, Jones moved into the first team during the second session of 11-on-11 drills, and then Abagaji took over in the third session. This kind of rotation keeps the competition alive and gives the coaching staff plenty of tape to evaluate. No one has locked down the job yet. And that battle at left tackle will be one of the key storylines as training camp continues. If you had to guess right now, you might lean toward Chipillo. But the door is wide open for Jones or Abagaji to make a move. Today's practice lasted about an hour and 45 minutes in the sweltering humidity of Lake Forest, and the biggest focus was on the running game. That makes total sense since this was the first padded practice of training camp. When the pads aren't on, running game reps are limited because offensive linemen can't really impose their will the way they need to. You don't get that physical push, so the running game is often a half-speed or walk-through situation. With the pads on today, the Bears could finally get a full-speed look at their run game in action. Head coach Ben Johnson clearly wants to emphasize the run, so seeing that major focus during the first padded practice is exactly what you'd expect. Passing plays took a backseat today as the team leaned into pounding the football on the ground. Tomorrow, with the second day of pads, you can expect a more balanced approach that includes more passing game work. The running back group also got a close look, with Adree Swift leading the charge as the obvious number one. Behind him, there's a competition brewing for the number to spot between Roshan Johnson, Kyle Manunga, and a few others trying to prove themselves. As the pads stay on and practice gets more physical, this battle for running back snaps will be one of the intriguing sideshows to watch. Overall, the atmosphere around training camp is buzzing with energy. Seeing key players return from injury like Burton and Jones, monitoring new injuries, and watching close positional battles unfold gives us plenty to follow as the Bears inch closer to the regular season. The mix of veterans and young players battling for spots is shaping up to be one of the more compelling training camps in recent memory. Fans will want to keep a close eye on who emerges as the standout performers, especially in the crowded receiver room and at the left tackle position. The importance of physical, padded practices cannot be overstated, as they give a much clearer window into the player's readiness and how the team will perform when the games actually count. Continuing with today's Bears training camp coverage, the first padded practice gave us a much better look at how this team is shaping up physically and tactically, especially with the introduction of contact. The pads really changed the dynamic, because players are now forced to deal with the physicality of the game. Linemen have to win their matchups at the line of scrimmage. Running backs must fight through tackles, and receivers must battle for position in traffic. This is where many players either rise to the occasion or get exposed. While it's still early days in camp, today's session sheds some light on which players appear ready to contribute and who might be struggling to adjust to the grind of full contact practices. One of the biggest storylines coming out of this practice was the offensive line rotation, which highlighted the ongoing competition at left tackle but also showcased the depth and versatility of the unit as a whole. We know that left tackle is a critical position for any offense, and the Bears are clearly investing a lot of time and resources trying to figure out who will man that spot week one. With AZ Chipillo getting the first team reps early in the day and Braxton Jones taking over later, it shows the coaching staff wants to keep their options open and evaluate each player's ability to perform under the pressure of full speed, full contact situations. Asterisk before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are growing louder across the NFL landscape as a shocking potential blockbuster stirs excitement among fans and analysts alike. The legendary linebacker T.J. Watt, known for his relentless pass rushing prowess and fiery leadership, might be on the verge of leaving Pittsburgh, the city where he built his reputation as one of the most feared defenders in the league. Rumors are swirling that Watt could soon be calling Chicago home, donning the Bears' navy and orange. For years, Watt has been synonymous with the Steelers' defense, terrorizing quarterbacks and racking up sacks with an intensity few can match. His name often comes up in conversations about the greatest edge rushers of his generation. But in a surprising turn of events, sources close to the situation hint that Watt has closed a deal to join the Bears. sparking an incredible buzz around what this move could mean for both teams. Chicago, a city passionate about football and hungry for a resurgence, seems ready to give Watt the stage he deserves. The Bears have been searching for a true defensive game-changer to bolster their front line and ignite a new era of dominance. Adding Watt to their roster could transform their defense overnight, giving them the firepower to disrupt defenses across the league. This potential signing is already being called a franchise-altering moment, with fans envisioning packed stadiums and highlight reel plays. On the other hand, Pittsburgh faces a tough reality. Losing Watt would leave a massive hole in their defensive scheme and a void in their locker room leadership. The Steelers have long relied on Watt's tenacity and skill to set the tone for their defense. While the team boasts young talent and promising prospects, replacing a player of Watt's caliber would be no easy task. Speculation about who might step up in his absence is already heating up. Among pundits, the story is still unfolding, with official confirmations yet to come, but if this rumor solidifies, it could mark one of the most significant player movements in recent NFL history. T.J. Watt's potential shift to Chicago represents more than just a change of jersey. It signals a possible power shift in the NFC North and a fresh chapter in one of the league's most captivating careers. Fans from both cities are holding their breath, waiting for the next big play in this evolving saga. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.